I welcome all of you to this week's community show. It's in the middle of the festive season. People on holiday, people are enjoying, churches are full, celebration points are great and full. People with families, and many of you watching me today are perhaps in the comfort of your homes with your family, celebrating this joyous season of Christmas. Today, we want to honor that very important day and this very important season that Christmas is. For many, it celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. For many Christians, it is in honor of Jesus Christ. And indeed, that is what has formed tradition all over the world to celebrate this season. For many, it's a season, it's a holiday season that comes with it, people being off work for some time. And in other parts of the world, that gives people no option but to keep at home. Holiday. I think this time we have New Year's, which is a celebration. Today, we are going to talk essentially the festive season, people's experience, how this is perceived, how people are celebrating it, how they prepared for this, and what this means to them, to us, the country, and generally to the world. I will ask each one of my panelists to introduce themselves, and then we shall get started. I'll begin with Brian, Mushin, Lilian, and Job in that order.
I am called Atuhaire Brian. I manage an organization called African Initiative on Political Environment, but I'm also a political activist. And I'm happy to be here during this festive season when people are celebrating without having what to celebrate with.
Thank you, Brian. The next person, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nuwagaba Kaduyu. I am a peace practitioner and an interfaith activist. I am a youth representative at the African Union Interfaith Dialogue Forum. So I'm happy to be here with you.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I don't know why my video is not connecting, but all the same, my name's Lilian Yikii. I'm a counselor on marriage and family therapist. I serve with All Saints Cathedral, under All Saints Cathedral. I do my personal therapist. Thank you.
Thank you. Job, please.
From Rentoa, and I happen to be the lead pastor of Dominion Church here in Rentoa. And at the same time, I work with Vine High School as a spiritual leader. Thank you. Welcome everyone in this festival season.
Thank you very much for that introduction. I'll begin with you, Pastor. Perhaps deep understanding of this season. Please give us a brief about what this season is in the Christian context and in your own context. What is this season about? What should we know? And what are the most important things about?
There is the significance of Christmas to me as a person. Of course, we celebrate the day that Jesus was born. Generally, we take it as the day where all people who believe in Christ come together, and they take it as a holiday to them. And but most importantly, it symbolizes the truth of spiritual life, because it's when we gather and we are taught and about the love of God. Another thing, because we believe that when Jesus was born, the world was full of hatred, greed, ignorance, and hypocrisy. But his birth transformed the lives of people. So, and where we are now, it is known to all men and all over the world. So when we celebrate this festival, it has an important meaning to many lives of the world.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Lilian, what does this time mean in your perspective? What does this mean to you? And you are also religious as a practitioner. You are, I mean, this is to Lilian now. Lilian, you are a religious practitioner. Of sense, if I heard you right, what does this mean to you, and what is the religious significance in your perspective?
Okay, thank you very much, and Merry Christmas once again. To add to what the pastors have already said, this season, this festive season, this season is the reason for this festive season is a time of the year where people come together to celebrate, both the Christians and non-Christians. This season is very important in our lives, in the lives of Christians, in the lives of non-believers also, because it's a time of worship. It's a time we come together with families. It's a time we bond together as Christians to remember God's promises, remembering Christ, that he was born, that he came to this world for our sake, for our sins, to set us free. So it's a time that even non-believers, those who don't really, a lot of people don't even know the real meaning of this Christmas, but as Christians and non-Christians, we all come together to celebrate together, because we know this is a time for us to come together with our families, with our friends, to come back together to make the year, to end the year together.
Thank you very much for that. And the same question goes to you, Brian. What does this season mean for you in your own context?
This means that this should be celebration, people celebrating the achievements they have made in a year, because towards the end of the year, that's one. But two, those who believe in Christ, unlike me, celebrate his birth. So it's very important for them. But for me, it's something that should be where people enjoy their fruits of the year. But the question I want to have, even before we discuss more, can you have a celebration in this economy of ours? Many people could not go to the villages because fuel is about 7,000 shillings. So they are denied. They are denied their celebration. So it's very important that we note that these celebrations can only happen and should only happen when people have money. Thank you.
What does this mean to you in your context as a diplomat, I must say, as also Ugandan, and all these other many portfolios you hold and beliefs? What does this mean?
Thank you so much, my brother. I would say much has been said by my colleagues, and it's not any different from, I think, what we experienced or what I personally experienced. I would say, as an interfaith practitioner, because I'm a Muslim myself, I would say that, you know, these festivals that we keep, you know, celebrating and embracing are part of what actually brings out the best in humanity. You know, they bring out the best in who we are as human beings. because at the end of the day, you realize that all these religions have, beliefs and, and celebrations, and the essence of all these things is to actually teach us how to be better humans. Because you realize that, for example, the festive season, or the season itself creates an environment of service, for example, of service to humanity, where you see people serving others. You see people, giving to the less fortunate. You see people embracing everyone, with love, tolerance, and respect for one another. So I think, to me, that's something that I always look out for. That are we, seeing the best in humanity, creating that sense of service. And also the other thing is creating a sense to an environment of gratitude. You see, people are grateful to the blessings of the Almighty God. God has blessed them in numerous ways. And you can see that they are cherishing all these favors that God has given them and trying to share those the good news with everyone, trying to share these blessings with everyone. So with gratitude comes, an environment of peace, of calmness. As Ugandans, we are used to complaining. We complain a lot about everything. I had my friend complaining about not having money, the economy, and everything. But when you look deeper, there are certain things to be grateful for. And when we complain a lot, in most cases, we don't even see the positive things that are happening around us. So I think this season also brings out that missing, link where we see the positive side of everything. We see love, we see tolerance, we see respect, and we are grateful to the blessings of the Almighty. So I'm happy that during the festive season, that's something that comes out. And as a peace practitioner, I think that's also a plus. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that positive note and encouraging Brian to be optimistic. I now want us to discuss the contemporary, or the current Christmas. This is a Christmas that comes at the bedrock of many things. We have almost a global war of Ukraine and the Russia and Ukraine war that has distorted the economic landscape of the world. Fuel, like Brian said, is very expensive for us here in Uganda, as a country that is, landlocked and all that, and as a poor country. But even other countries, prices of food are high. The currency, the currencies that we use around the world have slumped. Countries fear possible recessions. Others actually have gone into recession. Some countries in West Africa, many countries around the world, in Europe, are actually in recession as we talk now. So it's not as we would have expected, it to be. And don't you think that definitely has traditionally appreciated it, And secondly, as you let us first contribute to that, and then I'll later have a follow-up question, particularly for you as a piece.
Yeah, sorry. If I heard you clearly here, but you're talking about festive season in light of the challenges that we are having globally. You talked about the Ukraine-Russia war, but you realize that all that is coming in light of the challenges that we are facing as humanity. Conflict has been here for I don't know how long, and also these celebrations that we are having have been here for centuries. So to me, having this time is for us to actually reflect upon the needs, the urgent needs of humanity, the need for peace, the need for tolerance, the need for respect for diversity. The war the Ukraine-Russia war today, if you sit back and actually ask yourself, why are people dying? Why are people suffering? Do we really need to see more bloodshed? And it's just egos and everything. We can put the end to this suffering. If as human beings we say, enough is enough to this kind of suffering, we can call upon these leaders to cease, and to stop. But because their interests around and everything, we always tend to forget that we need to put the needs for human beings first. But I would say these challenges that are existing are not about to end. But what's the positive side about everything? A few years ago we had the COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, it is still there, but at least we are in the post-COVID recovery. Things are moving positively. We were not gathering together. Our sense of community was getting eroded. But today we have the opportunity to go to the villages and see our people. That's something positive. So what good news are you taking to your people? Are you more of a peace practitioner, more of a peace promoter? Are your words and actions contributing to peace? We always look at what's happening, globally, but forget that, peace begins with you as a person. It is a personal initiative, then it becomes relational, then it becomes cultural, and then it becomes structure. You as a person deeply, are you at peace with your own self? Are you at peace? And this festive season comes to remind us that we need to be at peace with ourselves. We need to appreciate who we are. Yes, we're going through a bad situation, but it can actually get worse. But it's not yet the worst that we have ever faced. Things have happened in this country that have been worse. But what's the positive side about everything? That we are at a situation where things are not actually at the worst, at their worst. So we need to sit back and reflect and know what is our contribution. In your own capacity as a person, are your words and actions contributing to creating a better environment? Because that small thing that you do contributes to the larger context. So be at peace, contribute to peace, and honestly, the celebrations will be more meaningful in a peaceful environment, in a calm environment, and that is your responsibility. Before you even look at Russia and Ukraine and everything, there is more that we need to do as Ugandans, you as an individual, and I think we need to sit down and reflect upon that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. You've heard what Mushin has said, and he strikes a more reconciliatory tone, more peaceful kind of tone, calling all of us to be peaceful and things like that. But again, these are challenges that we cannot honestly say do not exist. It's one thing to be peaceful and content when everything around you is fire. I don't know whether that's practical. So Brian, I want to ask you, is it even practical in these current times for people to say, honestly, Christmas means a lot and this season means a lot and is worth celebrating in the way, considering how everything is almost upside down?
Christmas should mean a lot, but in our case cannot mean a lot. You see, people who call for peace always forget that there can never be peace if there's injustice. Some parents have gone to churches to pray today, not knowing where their children are. And that's very important for them. Jesus Christ being born, them going to church and their children disappearing cannot be compared. They know their children physically. They don't know Jesus Christ. So why would they? So if you make them not live where something is Jesus Christ, so it's better that if people want to live like the life of Christ, you don't kidnap and say parents go to church without their people. Some parents used to go to church with their children. Today they are not with them. Some mothers and used to go to their church with their husbands. Their husbands are in prison. They are rotting there because of what we cannot explain, because of just different political opinion. And therefore, you cannot say you just want peace without availing fairness. And I think that fairness and peacefulness are a coin just with the coins just with different sides, and that should be very, very clear to everybody. That's one. Two, who is violating? The ones crying against people who are abducting them, or the ones abducting the children? In this Christmas, people should call on the government, start being a violent government, become peaceful government. We have a junta in town that doesn't want to serve anybody, and and for me, that's very, very bad. And I would request that instead of requesting people to be peaceful, request your government to be peaceful in this festive season. Because next year they are better. They are killing people, kidnapping people here and there, crossing civic space. People cannot even have their own opinion shared, and that must be stopped. And then, if we can achieve that, we can say this Christmas was a very important Christmas, and this festive season gained us for so much. And all the people going to church, the reverends, the bishops, should call on the government to become peaceful. We have they are acting like a rebel group, like a militia. The police have become a militia. You cannot know abducting you. And by the way, in Christmas, Christians are speaking. But how about the Muslims who are being kidnapped? You know, you kidnap a whole sheikh, and of course, if you kidnap a sheikh, today it's a sheikh, tomorrow it's a reverend. Reverends have a chance to speak in this period. They must speak up so they beef up their sheikhs, because if they don't beef up the sheikhs, tomorrow the sheikhs won't beef up them. It's simply that. That's what I'm calling for.
Okay, thank you for that. Lilian, is it possible for us to honestly say, oh my goodness, it's Christmas time, things are normal as usual, it's a business as usual, let us celebrate, when there is all this that is happening, you know, the world economy doing badly. We are just actually recovering from COVID, which scourged, you know, the world for so long. We have a war that has affected everyone on the globe. We have, I mean, this year has seen serious disasters in Uganda, serious disasters around the world. I mean, do we need to say, oh, everything is okay, you know, let us celebrate, let us honor, and all this, you know, or we should honestly share the pessimism that Brian shares?
Yes, thank you very much. From all what they have said, what I think as this present economy is right now, for me, I grew up in this life of every time they get me gifts, they buy me things, but when I reach a certain age, the gift was not coming again. I had to adapt to that life. Just like the way we had lockdown. When it came on Christmas, we were all in. Life was not easy. And right now, economy, things are very hard. Life is expensive. So I think for us as humans, we should try to slow down. We should slow down a bit because we have a lot of challenges ahead of us. After the Christmas, school is starting and we have bills to pay. So what I think as of myself, I try as much as possible to celebrate the Christmas, but not in an elaborate way that if I don't provide this, we cannot eat or we cannot have a Christmas. But I think as we should just slow down as human beings. Let us not pick the Christmas and put on our head that this is the end of it, because it will always come. Christmas keeps on coming. It is a season that comes every time, once in a year in our lives. So as we as humans, as Christians, we should slow down, try to call God into whatever we are doing, and try to bring up our children in that way and put them in their mindset that, like I always tell people, every day is not Christmas. So try to explain to them that life is not this way. So we can get this some other time. So let's try to readjust and slow down. There's no rush. We shouldn't rush in life, but we thank God for our life most especially, and come together as a family and see how to celebrate the Christmas, but not putting it on our head that if we don't buy the whole of Chukubo, we are not going to celebrate Christmas. So we should put that as what I could say is as every one of us, as children, as Christians, we should take things easy. We should slow down. There is no rush. Thank you.
Thank you. Lucky?
Thank you so much, Martin, and fellow panelists. Those are great submissions about the festive, and in this line, the Christmas. So you realize that no matter one's culture or background, everyone gets involved in Christmas in some way or the other. Whether you're attending an office party, or you're exchanging gifts with friends, or going all out and hosting a very special family meal, gathering with community. So Christmas or the festivals are within us, irrespective of your beliefs or irrespective of your background. But we always miss the important message of Christmas. At the end of the day, it's always about human connection and using the extra downtime to return to the core values such as joy, love, kindness, and compassion. As Nuwagaba was saying, at the end of the day, we are humans and we need to learn how to live with each other. And that is why these festivals are here. Show someone love, show someone kindness and compassion, reach out. Irrespective of what we have been through, at the end of the day, the Lord has carried us through till this far. And it takes a simple time as just saying, Lord, thank you. I can still see my neighbor, though we are broke, though we can't dress the way we want to, but at least we are still alive. It has been a long 12 months and we are here. So we should take some time to look at those core values such as love, kindness, and compassion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now I want to go to a quite quintessential question. I want to ask you, Nuwagaba, you are a practitioner for peace, and in your own right, you talk with people, you are into the interfaith, dialogue. And like you said, Christmas should be a time for many people to come together, to understand each other, to talk with each other, to reconcile with each other. How can we use this time to foster peace and harmony, considering we have had many things, going on this year, even previous years. In Uganda, your home country, I don't know, is Uganda your home country? Yes, so in Uganda, your home country, obviously it's fighting everywhere in politics, in politics, people are fighting, quarreling with each other, shouting at each other. Even in communities, people are, there's little harmony. The crime rate in Uganda is increasing. Surprisingly, Uganda is also increasingly having gun violence within the communities. Even people in the religious sector or religious realm are fighting with each other. You hear a pastor abusing another, shouting at another. You hear Muslim leaders, quarreling with each other. Even in East Africa, the East African region, people are fighting with each other. Rwanda and Congo, the heads of state, I don't think they meet. They see eye to eye, accusing each other. Uganda itself is also being accused of destabilizing, Congo, and also being warmongering. And so there's a lot of chaos everywhere. It's people are fighting, people are quarreling. As a practitioner, how can we use, as a peace practitioner, how do you think we can use this period to foster peace at all those different layers that I have mentioned?
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a question I think that would require a whole day to discuss. What can we do in light of the challenges that we're facing, especially challenges related to conflict, wars, criminality, and everything. You see, my brother, this time of the year, I think what we need to understand is It's not happening in a vacuum. It's happening in light of or in a context where we have various challenges of poverty, ignorance, and and quite a number of other problems or challenges that we face as human beings. Yes, there is progress that has been made. Uganda, that was I don't know how many years ago, the post-independence Uganda, and that after the coming of the NRA government and everything. You see, there has been some progress which has been made, especially when it comes to conflict and everything. Yeah, we have peace. We might call it negative peace because people are still facing some structural challenges. But again, those are things that we can work on. The problem comes when we extract the agency role from ourselves, when we always point fingers. And that is something that I've seen Ugandans do. We love to point fingers and we forget that we have a role to play. When you don't give yourself the agency role to know that you have something to do, you have an opportunity. The people that we elect are people that come from us. They come from our own communities. The members of parliament that we complain about come from our own communities. We are the ones who elect them, who send them there. They are our brothers and sisters. Everything that you complain about, you realize that you have a hand in it. So what are you doing about it? What is it? Where did we go wrong? I think as a Ugandan and as Ugandans as a whole, we need to reflect on where did we go wrong before pointing fingers. Where did we go wrong? And use that time of reflection to understand our most immediate needs. First of all, it is important to embrace dialogue. Embrace dialogue. When there is an opportunity to talk, in communities where people talk, it's an opportunity to share. It's an opportunity to share ideas. Let's create an environment of dialogue where people have an opportunity to share their ideas, to share their opinion, and their opinions are respected because everyone has a contribution to make. I am a dialogue promoter. I love to see communities coming together. I love to see politicians coming together to talk. When we talk, rather than just pointing fingers, when we talk to understand one another, where everyone is coming from, because we share this passion of a better country, a better future for our children and everything. So how do we embrace dialogue as a country? I think let's use this opportunity as a country to embrace dialogue. And also the other thing I can say at a personal level or at the local level where we are as Ugandans, I think we need to be each other's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. Watch your neighbors back. Have their back. Share. Learn from them. The criminals come from our own people. They are our young brothers and sisters who perhaps don't have jobs. So which opportunities are we creating for them? Today I see people buying cars, gifting each other cars and everything. But the car you're buying, you're gifting someone a car, and they have already 3 cars. That car you're buying can create jobs for others who are in need. So if we create that sense of sharing, of loving one another, of helping people in need. I've been to communities where people don't have toilets, proper toilet facilities, and we are comfortably seated in our homes. No, it's our responsibility. You as a Ugandan, what are you doing? Before you call on the government to do that, Saba government at Yambi. Like, yes, you elected them to do some work, but again, if they ask you what you're doing, you had a neighbor who actually slept hungry. But did you bother to know what actually happened? So if we come back to understand that at a personal level, we have a role to play, that translates into the relational level. We learn to relate with others, and that will transform our whole community at a cultural level. And if our behavior, our conduct changes, trust me, even at the structural level, the policies, the systems that we create are going to be better systems. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Before I come to Job, Brian, you have something to say?
Yes, I had my brother claiming that that he wants to forgive government what is going on. He wants us to believe that even as the people without government, are we governless? There is a role of the government must play. Actually, my neighbor being hungry has something to do with the government. Maybe somebody stores seeds somewhere or fertilizer somewhere, and therefore they cannot have agriculture going on. And government must be at the center, and must be questioned, not just be forgiven, and then we blame ourselves. Actually, the role of government is to be prefect, to manage the country very well, so people are not hungry, for example. That every person has a toilet, has toilet. Like some great person said, we can just have a country where a few drink champagne and others have no water, or we can just have a country where everybody can access clean water. You see, some people are drinking champagne, and you want and said you don't dialogue with monsters. Dictators don't dialogue. Museveni is a dictator. We have a country under dictatorship, so you cannot dialogue with a dictator. They never massage them out of power. They force them out of power, actually. So we cannot use a laissez-faire language to these things. We must be very radical, actually, I think, going forward. So I don't want to hear people blaming our people for their bad stay and their bad economy, because an economy is managed by government. When government fails, the economy fails. In this case, you can't blame people. You blame government directly, and you must point fingers actually at the government. You can't say, and you point fingers at the government. You point at individuals, because the individuals you voted to be there and aid you in managing those affairs. That's what I think.
Job, we asked. Oh, Job is off again. Job, are you there? Okay. We asked quite an interesting, an important question, and wondered whether we could, whether we can celebrate. We can still say, oh, we shall celebrate this festive. All the challenges that are ongoing, crises here and there, the economy not doing well. Should we continue to celebrate this day? Should we continue to say, oh my goodness, everything is good, we should merry-make? And also, as a second, after answering that, you will also contribute to what should be done to foster harmony, to use this time of festivities, this Christmas time, this holiday time, to promote peace among people, to promote harmonious coexistence. Over to you.
Yeah, welcome to everyone. And I want to appreciate all members here and what they have contributed. But as a Ugandan, I believe this festival is an important time for us, because we come together. So when we come together, we can put our heads together, regardless of what crisis we are facing. We believe so. We say that everything is going on smoothly. Others are not. But even though, let's take an example. When you lose your relative or your child at home, will you stay in mourning? Will you stay crying? There are certain things that you need to jump over, and then life moves on. So the economy is not well, but this is not you to stop us moving ahead. We put aside another one, but we have hope in Christ. So if this festival is here, let us come together and we talk. Even in families, we can solve a number of issues when we come together on the same table and we talk to one another. But this business of saying that we have dictators and whatever, if he's a dictator and he has a number of people who believe in him, so what do you need again? You can even use the little people that believe in you, or the small percentage that you have, but you create something. So as Ugandans, let us love one another, because this festival is there, and many festivals happen when we come together, regardless of the religion or the beliefs that have. Let's come together as Ugandans so that we can move on and bring hope to our people. Because we have, let's take an example of Miracle Center, Pastor Robert Kayanja, of what he's doing in Karamoja. Is he not a Uganda? So we can do something and help other people to live or to move on, regardless of the government and whatever. What is the government? The government is people. So if we are here, we are living in Uganda, and you stay home. Now, this festival is not there just to buy clothes or lots of drinks at home. No way. And yet your neighbor is just there, no food, no meat at home. And then you say, Christian, let's use this time to share the little with one another. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I want to go into the more personal questions about how each one of you is going to spend, spending their festive season, and what you hope to experience and what you hope to gain after this. Like, how will you come out of this festive season as a person? How you think it is going to impact you as a person. We would like to hear your story, share your experience with us, and yeah, we shall then proceed. I'll begin with you, Lucy, Lilian, Nuwagaba, Brian.
I definitely have plans for this Christmas, and first of all, I'll spend it with family. But more importantly, this time is a time to give back to our communities. It's a good reminder to integrate the giving culture into our lives, even all year round. When God gave Christ to the world, he gave and he showed us what we are supposed to do. I believe even other religions have the way they relate to giving, but giving is a human thing. If you're human and you have generosity in you and you feel touched, you are compassionate with one another, this time, please take some time and give back to community. However little you can, however much you can, but please don't be too selfish this time. Also, I will encourage each one to vocalize our gratitude. I will say it again. We've had challenges. There are some but of course in this world, just the same way we don't have the same faces. We are all different. Even if you're identical twins, somehow you're different. We are all different, but at least there is something good in that person that you're blaming for doing wrong. Let's try to be positive and look out for the good in people this festive season. I know the country is bleeding. We've had cases of violence and everywhere, but there is that good thing in someone. And let's take off some time to vocalize it. Show someone gratitude. It doesn't have to be long, but thank someone for surviving, at least do that. So also as the year comes to an end, we take off some time to do some evaluation. How has the year been? What went wrong? What went right? What should be eliminated in the next year? What should we carry forward? You may just choose to sit around a fireplace in the community and discuss with your community members. Like fellow panelists have said, government is made of people, and those people start with you. So before we come here to blame everyone, let's go back and do something. Let's go and reach out to that neighbor and tell your neighbor what you think needs to be done. And slowly by slowly, that neighbor will reach to another and another and another, and together we will have a better community. Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you. To you, Lilian.
Yeah, thank you very much. To add on that, well, first of all, before talking about myself, all I could say and encourage everyone out there that this is a festive period, this is a season to celebrate. But when we are celebrating, we should always put it at the back of our mind that there are some people out there who don't even have a meal. So wherever we are in our community, we should try to show compassion. Compassion matters a lot. no matter how, whatever you have, you can always check someone in your community who knows that he or she doesn't have. The little you give will be appreciated, because I saw it on a lockdown period. Not that I have, but 2 young men called me and they came to my home. Not that I have, the little I had, I shared with them. So this is a season to rejoice. It's a season to celebrate. As we humans and the children of God, we should try as much as possible to show compassion to people, share love, and we end the year together. And also in my own side, this is a time I reflect a lot, calling God on every matter of my life. Sit with the family, with my children, with my husband, then leave the rest to God and see how the year ends. Thank you very much.
Yes, over to you, Nuwagaba.
Thank you so much. I think personally, this time of the year is important for some personal reflection and evaluation, looking at what has happened, during the year and what I want to happen in the coming years. But also, most importantly, it's a time to reconnect with others, reconnect with lost friends, reconnect with people that you share certain things, but also those that you do not share anything. I think it's time to bring out the values of respect for others, respect for difference, tolerating other people's opinions. And I would say, it will be a time, or it is a time that I think gives us an opportunity to look at others through lenses of mercy and compassion. Perhaps the corrupt person that you see maybe has issues that they have not reflected upon as human beings. Why do you want to amass wealth at the expense of someone who is suffering? Maybe you have a deficiency of character. Maybe you need to reflect about your values of honesty and integrity. And this is the time to show people that it's important to reflect about those important values as human beings. Before you become corrupt, before you steal from someone, they also have a family to feed. You're stealing drugs from a hospital, but you at the expense of the suffering mothers and everything. So those things, if really we amplify them, they bring out the best in people. Like I said, this is a time to bring out the best in human beings, and we can do it if you all embrace the message of respect, tolerance, love for one another. If we've used very many things, but hatred does not drive out hatred. You cannot say, I will hate this one, I'll kill this one, if you have to force this one. Force, in most cases, doesn't work, Actually, love works wonders. Love, tolerance, and respect. It sounds idealistic, it sounds, I don't know, but it is magical. People that you see who are killing others, perhaps they lost love in themselves. They miss someone to tell them that they love them, they respect them, they want them to come back home. So let's use this time, and I will use this time to do more of what we do every day, and that is to serve others, to look at the less fortunate and ask ourselves how we can help them more. And I call upon everyone out there to do the same, see people through lenses of mercy and compassion, because the God that we say we worship also looks at us through lenses of mercy and compassion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Brian?
And my hand and my body and everything respected enough as a person. I'm saying my body, my brain, my eyes, my hand will not see with compassion people who a group of cabal who are kidnapping others, killing them broad daylight because they differ with them. So we have a terrorist government, the sort of government in Uganda, and I'm not yet ready to have that compassion for individuals that act for it. Jesus Christ said, that's Jesus Christ. Luckily, I am just age. One, two, for me, there is a problem I find saying the neighbor, the individual, doing something in Karamoja. Why is Karamoja like that person of Jones? As if they pay taxes to Kakan. Do they pay taxes to Kakan? There is a person who pay taxes to in this country, and that's government. The government must act. So I don't think that compassion, energy wasting, is a real problem. Now, Kakan may take them to Karamoja, for him, but we know that somebody should be in charge of making Karamajons have their own money, self-sustaining. He said he was securing our future. Where is the future? Kakan helping us. Was he securing first Kakan? And we should ask those questions, whether it's Christmas, whether it's our birthday, whether it's on a graduation, whether it's our wedding. Not just these questions, because
Brian, can you remove your?
So you see, I'm saying that Kakande cannot be done. I'm saying that the moment you pay taxes to the government and anybody is not give you services, expect from your neighbor, you're wrong. Because you don't give money to your neighbor. Your neighbor is also struggle and paying high taxes to a government that uses, as we speak, there is a group of people that have Christmas every day. Museveni becoming money per day is 1.8 billion shillings. That's Christmas every day for him. And he also has neighbors. I don't know how many neighbors they have left in Entebbe or in Chihuahua. And they help them using his money, not our money. You see, they want Museveni help using our money. He's not on helping. Ghana is helping Ghana. So that's not this thing of tokenism. I'm not like everybody must ask government to be responsible in this festival season. You fail to do that, you just become a prisoner of yourself.
Thank you very much. We are getting to the close of this show, and at this particular juncture, I want you to give your final message to the people who are listening. I mean, many of you have honestly done so already, but give that final message that you think should take us through this festive season and also the New Year's, which is just a few days from now, and what you hope for next year, what you hope to see next year, what you hope for us who are viewing you at this particular time. I'll begin with Job, and perhaps Job, you can have a response to what Brian has said. Then we shall have Lucy, Lilian, Brian, and then we shall conclude with Mr. Nuwagaba.
Thank you so much, Martin, and fellow panelists and the viewers of the Civic Space TV. It's very important to take time to slow down this festive season. Each one of us to not get so carried away with all the things that you lose the meaning of what you're celebrating. We are celebrating the birth of Christ, so let's keep Christ at the center of this festive. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay, thank you very much. Just as my sister has said, all I could say is for us to slow down, take it easy. There is nothing in this life. All we pray for is long life, good health, and God's grace and prosperity upon us. We should take it easy and slow down and be very careful, be security conscious when you're celebrating. I wish everyone Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Thank you.
Okay, let us have Brian.
Yes, I am happy to be here. Let me wish everybody happy Christmas and Happy New Year. That's one. I do not expect much change. Ministers don't own some things. I'm sure that the usual government change. So I expect the government to continue working together. I'm sure they have a safer world, and that safe world, I hope 2024, when we go 2024, we shall be a happy country, not a country, not that we are. So thank you very much to the viewers and TV. Thank you very much. Have a happy New Year and happy Christmas.
Thank you very much, Brian. Yes, Joe.
Yes, please. Thank you, everyone. The network has been disturbing me, but all in all, we are grateful for hosting us. I want to appeal to everyone to cool down. We are still in Uganda, and use this festival to create a good environment, loving one another and sharing the small that you have with one another. God bless you and Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you very much. To you, Mr. Nuwagaba.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone for listening to us, for watching us from wherever they are, but also saying that, you know, as Ugandans, we need to understand the essence of these festive seasons, you know, and also appreciate the fact that, you know, we are alive as human beings. God has given us this opportunity to be alive, to see each other, to embrace one another. You know, yes, we can choose to be angry about what is happening, but to what end? You know, to what end? You know, those reactionary and forceful approaches in most cases have led humanity in, you know, catastrophe. So what we need to embrace now are positive, you know, non-reactionary, proactive approaches to change, where we all, you know, discuss that we have a responsibility. Each of us has a responsibility to play. We cannot keep pointing fingers at everyone. We cannot keep in the blame game. They don't get us anywhere. We need to understand that we have a role to play as Ugandans in making this country a better place. You have a contribution to make, yes, in what sense, and how can we help you? How can we support you? That is, to me, something that works. So let us, as Ugandans, embrace one another, respect one another, talk to each other, embrace dialogue, embrace the fact that, you know, we are Ugandans, we share the same destiny as a country, and we need to sit down, reorganize, reevaluate, and look at the future and what the future holds for us as Ugandans. We have a beautiful country, so beautiful. You know, I've been to very many parts of the world, you know, and I can tell you Uganda is a blessed country. It's beautiful. We have the best weather. You know, we have the best soils. We have everything that we need to take this country to the next level. But that will take you and I. It will not only take the government. You know, the government is you and me. So we need to work together. The religion has uncontested influence. So our religions must be vehicles through which we move our country forward. Peace, tolerance, respect for one another, embracing dialogue. I think we must look at that. And also finally, I think, like I said, God looks at us through lenses of mercy and compassion. We must look at all creatures through lenses of mercy and compassion. Reach out to those in need. Help the needy. People who are in need everywhere. How do you support them? You know, in my religion as a Muslim, they say even sharing a smile, you know, is a form of charity. Like you found some people miss just smiles to have better days. You know, some people have not seen smiles and they have, you know, something missing in their life. So share something as little as a smile, and you never know what difference it can make in someone's life. Reserve in your heart a seat for every human being. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone. Happy festive season.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nuwagaba Musiime, for that positive concluding remark. I thank all of you for being a part of this show. Christmas time is here, festive time is here. We should indeed use it to create harmony with neighbor, with each other, but also within ourselves. We should use this time to reflect, to come to terms with who we are and to make ourselves better, to see how much we can contribute to the world, we can contribute to our countries, we can contribute to humanity. It's also a very important time for us to think about the environment. Many of us perhaps will be in our homes, we shall not be moving a lot, but I hope the carbon footprint to reduce, but as history has shown, Christmas time increases so much carbon footprint in the developed world. People are traveling left, right, and center. But I hope we also think about the environment during this time. even through our lifestyles, our eating habits, we should consume in a way that is sustainable and is beneficial to the environment. We should spare a thing or two for tomorrow. We should spare a thing or two to also give to the others. We should share, like indeed the people have said, and also very importantly, we should connect with our spirituality. Regardless of what we believe in, we should all, at the end of the day, be able to connect with something deeper, be able to commune with ourselves, with nature, with that we believe in. And we should be ready to come out of this period, not bruised because of being stuck with family, not bruised because of debts and expenses, but stronger because we used that time to become better people and to embetter ourselves. I believe if we do all this that the people have shared with us, if we embrace and pick a leaf from what they have said, we shall be better people, we shall lead a better country, and many things will be much better for years to come. Like you've seen in this show, we've had an array of people from the different walks of life, also different faith backgrounds, who indeed note that this festive season is important to them, but also note that it is important to all of us. So we count ourselves lucky to be watching this show, but also to be living at this present time where all this resource is available to us, and we have this information which we can always use to make ourselves better. From me, and on behalf of the Center for Constitutional Governance and Civic Space TV, those ones that bring together this show, I wish you a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas and a very joyous, prosperous New Year. And from our panelists, we wish you the same joyous celebrations and a great time during this festive season and a better March 2023. I've been your host, Martin, and I wish you a great time.
My name is Kule Joachim Asubuhi. I bring you warm greetings, peace and love in this Christmas season, especially to the entire Center for Constitution family, Civic Space TV, the Asubuhi family and the whole Musiime family, the whole Banyarinzururu and Banyarinzururu Kali. I wish to extend great love to you in this Christmas. The whole church, wherever you are celebrating Christmas from, I wish to pass this message of peace, this message of blessings to you as we celebrate Christmas. Ngabasunzire chiri chikulu chibuya kandi ngayisunza nguli nyamuhanga inabehemisa mwe bisibya mukakola umachiri chikulu chinu. Happy and Merry Christmas to you.
Hello everyone. Magripa kavuma. Ndikava kuhagariza mchagatu Musiime n'abagara bandi bonna sokukulu enungi n'omwaka mpya ogw'essanyu. Bagala nnyo.
Hello, amoto sheke imer pajalarmo Yesu Kristo. Aningatie Colvin Odongo Aikodi in Northern Region. Doki i Christmas greeting parama eni amita ketin kare mimoto. Executive Director mo Center for Constitutional Governance, Dr. Birete Sarah. Kodano metiuko Gishalo, Monica Mbabazi, Madrin, Jarimupara Mute Damian, Kodano Mukende, Mashalo, Lucky, Kodano Mapol, Mawatio Wakogi, Iketenia community Mwaben Maber, Ma Doki Atingo Karimoto family members para, Omira Mute Jerry, Waya Mute Veronica Timango, Ominwe Gupara, Nime Gupara, Kodano Mapol, Wekenia Nyodu pa Jalarmwan, Ma Yesu Kristo eni emikwa kuya Julman Bero. Doki atingo karmi wachi na wek oru manyen ore lipare ko piero adek ukelwa nyonga ko bero ko marchi cheke. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Ibara ninya twa Musiime Sharon ndi mwegi witendekero ya Makerere University Business School. Nimba sima muno aboku Gonza Civic festive kusangwa Ministers Village opposite Uned Centers. Nimbatabarucha kuzarwa na Yesu kandi nimbagondeza omwaka omushaka ogw'obusinguzi.
Ani nabataka n'abandu abosi abakasunzire Kasese district y'Obuholo ndinamabara mu cyumwari nari mukama nareba tumera kiro cy'ukulu kibuya erilumwa kitongole cye Center for Constitutional Governance amena n'umurenge wakanyeta mukuru expedito omwana weka omwana werunzori kande omunyandulani Ndenga basunzira kiro cy'ukulu kibuya no makomuhya kwangu 2023 Obuholo beturuka ya no machiro cy'ukulu ngabibuka kintu cyoma na kutsibutse babuti inda mutu hambera abana betu ababuholo mubahambe ndeke mubahe imibiri natulererana nuko banatoke bakabona ubutukuba rusoma bitabo byabo n'ekindi cyanga basabende tulikihwere kasenda kusiko mwa kiro cy'ukulu tumenye rutyabana bakasubu ku skuru kumakwa kabere so tutsunga kasende ke tukandeke tukabarerere nukutwa nabitu kana eriba subya Buholo kwa skuru. Greetings from the Center for Constitutional Governance. My name is Expedito Kule, and I'm wishing the people of Kasese a very brilliant Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year 2023. May God bless you all, my people from Kasese. Center for Constitutional Governance loves you, and we wish you all the best. As we have 1 to 2 things we want to address in as far as this Christmas is concerned. We are alerting all the parents that please take care much of our children who are still at home. Take care of them, give them affordable domestic work to do, and so that they can be in position to keep revising their books as they prepare to go back to school in February. And my request is please ensure that the money you're going to spend in Christmas is accountable for. The money shouldn't be much extravagant, shouldn't be too much, so that tuition and school fees can be at least be in position to be found or to be deducted first, even before you have to buy things for Christmas. You know, it is a festive season, people spend a lot, but I'm reminding the parents that please, come February, students are supposed to report back to school, and kindly do the accountability very well, so that all of us, we are favored with the students, with the children, and it is Christmas, we need to eat meat, of course. Yeah, that fact I can't fail to mention it, but let us be so economical in this very festive season, so that our students can be in position to go back to school.
Jopadola akwayo wi Noel maber hongo tuno kendo maber wasiemerie kod nyuolo paruodhwa Yesu Kristo. Gisi gima watimo hongo me waket geno mawani i Yesu Kristo manyako nyuolere wan me ng'ei or mabino ka chakere wanyal bedo kod siem kod nyalo mamakro kanchiel kod dongo piny mawane. An Augustino Lowo kosa Agustino Lowo nyakwaro Lowo kawa mamikia kenyo mito na mothie ba ane gina gongera kenyo min an gimikia kenyo kana chiel kod soye mapadholo Youth Forum matelo Jopaka Samo, Salim, Sandra, Sharon, Ernest, kodi utumin an paka Val, Damascus, John, Julius, Maria, kod wijumu dong je majung'e ana kama juneno Civic Space TV. Medwi neno Civic Space TV akang'ei wanyal dongro paka Jopadhola. Akwayo win siem kende ihongo me kanyachiel kod ndelo maber. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.